Very good morning, children. In 8th class, you learned about cell, basic unit of life. What do you understand? What do you recall with that? Means all living organisms are made up of cells. So that's why cell is called the basic unit of life. And in this class, 9th class, we are going to learn little bit more about the cell. In detail we are going to learn its structure and function. In a previous class we learned cell, the basic unit of life, and in that what we have learned means the how many cells are present, diversity in cells you learned, is it not, children? And living organisms are made up of many cells, that is some are made up of some are made up of single cells, with single cell only it is performing all activities, and some are made up of many cells. So the single celled organisms are called single celled organisms. So what do we call them? Means unicellular organisms, is it not? And the organisms which are made up of many cells, they are called as a multicellular, is it not? So you learn the differences between unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, and very few parts of the cell you learn. What is that? Nucleus, then cell wall, like, is it not, children? And cell membrane. So in this class in detail you are learning about the structure and function. How? Means you know that Robert Hooke, is it not? You learned about Robert Hooke, no? What was his invention? Robert Hooke observed the cork cells and he found that all the cork cells, when they were observed, they were seen just like empty spaces, is it not? So when they were observed under the microscope, okay, so Leeuwenhoek designed single lens microscope, and that with the help of that microscope we can observe the things, is it not, children? So now when Robert Hooke observed these cork cells, they were seen empty spaces, and that each box like structure is named as cell. Cell is said to be a Latin word, okay, children, which means little room. Okay, then what you have learned after Robert Hooke, Robert Brown, he studied about nucleus, is it not, children? So now here what you can understand with that means here the cells which are present in the different organisms, maybe a single celled organism having one cell and multicellular organisms having many cells. What is their structure and what are the different parts present in that? If we observe, so they were studied by different scientists. So how the parts and how the structure has been studied. Just now you learned that compound microscope will help to see the parts. Few parts we can observe. Is it right, children? So microscope, what it will do? So you are using hand lens. So if you use hand lens, what you can see, you can magnify the things. Is it not, children? Small things can be seen in a bigger size. Is it not, children? So the lenses are present in that. With this compound microscope we can observe the parts. Whereas if we see the electron microscope, we can magnify the living cells, and we can take the photographs of cells, and we can take the parts which are present inside the cell. So different parts which are present inside the cell also we can magnify, and we can observe them with the electron microscope, which can magnify that living cells by more than 1 lakh times. So even more than that also they are present Is it clear to children? So with that we can observe the different parts of the cell. Is it clear to you? Everybody understood? Then a typical cell, if we observe any cell, if we observe, it contains some parts. So what do we call those parts which are present in the cell? So parts of the cell. So what do we call those parts of the cell? The parts of the cell are called as a cell organelles. Cell organelles. Is it clear to you? So cell organelles. So any cell, if we observe whether it is a plant cell or animal cell, some parts we are going to observe. So what do we call those parts? Means they are called as a cell organelles. Okay. And here you have to remember that, or you have studied in 8th class that this plants, if we observe, or animals, if we observe, there is a difference. You learned, children? So if we observe any plant cell, so what is present? So you know that which part is going to give the shape, definite shape to the cell, means you know that is said to be cell membrane. What is that cell membrane? Means outermost covering of the cell is called as cell membrane. And if we observe the animal cell like this, okay, so this outermost covering is called as a cell membrane. Cell membrane. So this cell organelle is called cell membrane. So what difference is there in? So if we observe the cell organelles, the parts which are present inside the cell, okay, so with the help of microscope and electron microscope. So now some differences, you learned that also. Cell wall is present in plant cell. Is it not, children? Cell membrane is present in both the cells. So what is that cell membrane you studied? Cell membrane is the outermost covering. Cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outermost covering. But in what way this plant cell and animal cell are differ? Means the plant cell, it contains the above the cell membrane, it contains a cell wall. Is it not, children? So whereas in animal cell, only cell membrane is the outermost covering. Is it not, children? So now the parts which are present in the cell are called as cell organelles, and all the cell organelles are not same. Is it clear to you? In all the living organisms, so there are some differences between plant cell parts and animal cell parts, but some common parts are there. Okay, what are the common parts which we observe? You can take nucleus, or you can take cytoplasm. In 8th class you learned about just cell wall, cell membrane, and that is also called as plasma membrane like, and nucleus. Is it clear to you, children? And depending upon the presence or absence of nucleus, the organisms are called as eukaryotic and prokaryotic. So what is the meaning of eukaryotic? If nucleus is present, it is called eukaryotic, and if nucleus is absent, it is called as prokaryotic. Like that you learn. Is it not, children? So now what are the cell organelles which are present exclusively in plant cell, and what are the cell organelles which are present in both plant cell and animal cell? And in detail we are going to learn about the cell organelles, their structure and functions. Is it clear to you? So if we observe the parts which are present in plant cell and animal cell, okay, parts which are present in plant cell and animal cell. Now we are going to learn in what way the plants and animals are different. That we are going to discuss here. So first part we will take, you have studied in 8th class. What is that? Cell wall. I write here clear. First one, cell wall. Just now we learned that above the cell membrane it is going to give you the shape, structure to the cell. So in plant cells, above the cell membrane, cell wall is present. Okay. So now cell wall is present in plants. Whereas in animal cell, not present. It's not there. It's not present. Is it clear to you? The cell wall is present only in the plant cell, but not in the animal cell. So next one, in what way? Other important character present, plastids. Plastids. So plastids are present in plant cell. Present. And in animal cell they are not present. Is it clear to you? So plastids means immediately we will get chloroplastids. Is it not, children? So what is the function of chloroplastids? They contain green pigment, no? That chlorophyll, and it is going to help in preparing food. So plastids are present only in the plant cell and they are absent in the animal cell. Then next, here vacuoles. So big size vacuoles we can observe. Bigger vacuoles. Bigger size vacuoles are present. Whereas in animal cell, small size vacuoles we observe. Like amoeba, if you take, last year you have learnt the diagram of amoeba. So foot vacuole, contractile vacuole, you learned, no children? So the size of the vacuoles, if we observe here, in plant cells big size vacuole is present, and in animal cells small size vacuoles we are going to observe. Then next one, centrioles. So centrioles in plant cells they are not same, but in animal cell they are present. Whereas here in plant cell what is happening, this centrioles at the time of cell division they appear. Okay, about that you will learn in the higher class. So these are the differences with the parts which are present in the plant cell and the animal cell. Is it clear to you? So you will be given a question, write the differences between plant cell and animal cell. 2 marks question. So make a note of it. So cell wall is present in plants, absent in animals. Animal cells. Plastids, they are present in plant cell and absent in animal cell. Then vacuoles are big in size in plant cell, whereas in animal cells they are smaller in size. Primitive organisms like amoeba, paramecium or euglena. So small size vacuoles are present. So centrioles they will be appearing at the time of cell division. Then here in animal cells they are present, basically which help in the process of cell division. Is it clear to you? So make a note of it. So now you learned the differences between plant cell and animal cell. So now what are the other cell parts present? So what do we call cell organelles? So we'll list them, different cell organelles, which you are going to learn in detail about their structure and function. Is it clear to you? Cell wall. Cell wall. Make a note of it, children. Cell membrane. Nucleus. Then plastids. Mitochondria. Vacuoles. Golgi complex. Golgi complex or Golgi body. Is it clear to you? Cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, then plastids, mitochondria, vacuoles, Golgi body, then cytoplasm, then protoplasm, then centrioles, etc. Okay, so different types of cell organelles in detail we are going to discuss. So you will be given a question, one more question. Write the different parts of the cell like that. So what will be your answer? Cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, plastids, mitochondria, vacuoles, Golgi body, cytoplasm, protoplasm, then centrioles, then endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes. So all that we are going to discuss in detail. Cytoplasm, protoplasm, centrioles, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes. So like that different cell organelles in detail we are going to discuss in what way, its structure and function. Okay, so all the cell parts are not performing same function. So different functions are going to be carried out by each and every cell organelle and its structure and function with some activities we are going to discuss in this class. Now let us learn the cell organelle. First one, cell membrane. So what we have to do means we have to take a rio leaf or betel leaf also we can take. So betel leaf is available in your homes. Tamalapaku we call it, no children. So we have to take the leaf and we have to strike it in one stroke. So you are going to observe a transparent layer. Is it not, children? So the transparent layer, what we have to do? We have to take it, or we have to take that leaf or transparent layer on a watch glass and we have to put it in a salt solution for 10 minutes. Leave it for 10 minutes. Then what is going to happen? So as betel leaf is said to be it is a plant part, no children. So the cells will be observed under the microscope like this, and so now because we are keeping it that transparent layer in the salt solution for 10 minutes, so what will happen means the membrane is going to be just separated. So the outermost covering, you know that it is called as a cell wall, and just below the cell membrane, below the cell wall, whatever we are going to observe, this one is called as a cell membrane. So to observe this cell wall, cell membrane, what we have to do? We have to take a rio leaf, strike it in one stroke, and we get transparent layer. That we have to take it in a watch glass and we have to put a few drops of salt solution. Salt solution of it is prepared in 1 tumbler of water. 2 or 3 pinches of salt if we add it, it becomes salt solution, and we have to put 2 or 3 drops of or 5 to 10 drops of salt solution, and we have to leave it for 10 minutes like that. Then if we observe under the microscope, so it will be seen there like this. So that cell membrane is getting separated. So first it will be seen like this if we see, and after keeping it in salt solution, it will be getting separated. Is it clear to you? So that one we call it as a cell membrane. So what is that cell membrane? So cell membrane is the outer covering. Outer covering. So what is this? This cell membrane. I will write here. Cell membrane. It is outer covering, and as it is present outside the cell, what it is going to be performing, and it is what it is going to do means it is going to help in separating the environment of one cell with another cell. Okay, the outside environment of the cell and inside the inside environment of the cell is separated. That is because of a cell membrane. So cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids and proteins. Is it clear to you? So how this cell membrane is made? Cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. What are these lipids and proteins? Lipids and proteins are said to be nutrients. So with which that cell membrane is made up of. Is it clear to you? Cell membrane is the outer covering of the cell, and cell membrane is present in both the cells, plant cell and animal cell. Is it clear to you, children? But on the animal cells, so we are taking this Rio leaf or BT leaf we are using. So it is said to be a plant leaf. Above the cell membrane, we are going to observe the cell wall here. So that cell wall we will discuss later. So cell membrane is the outer covering of the cell, whether it is plant cell or a animal cell. Extra layer is present in the plant cell. Okay. Then it is made up of lipids and proteins. And what is the function of this cell membrane? So as it is covering the cell, so different types of cells which are present, like chloroplasts are there, or mitochondria are there, or any other cells are there, like in human beings, nerve cells are there, blood cells are there. That two different types of blood cells which you read in previous class. So all the cells, they are covered with a cell membrane. Is it clear to you? So the functions of cell membrane, if we observe, what are the functions of the cell membrane? If we observe, so it is going to give shape. Definite shape is given to the cell. Okay, now cell means it is looking like tree-like. So you learned in the 9th class, in 8th class, no children. So now cell will be there like this. Is it not? And blood cell will be there like this. You studied or not? And bone cell will be there like this or like you learned. Is it clear to you? So different types, different shapes are given to the different cells. That is because of cell membrane. Then structure is also structure. So structure is also given to the cell. Different cells are in different cells are having different structure. That is because of cell membrane. Is it clear to children? Then you learned earlier that the cell membrane is not allowing any substances which are not needed, and which are not needed are going to be sent out also. Is it clear to you? Means the cell membrane is allowing certain materials to enter into and or to exit of the cell. Is it clear to children? Everybody understood? So the important function whichever is carried out by the cell membrane is said to be here allowing materials. Allowing materials in and out. In and out of the cell. For example, carbon dioxide. So for the process of photosynthesis, the leaves have to receive carbon dioxide. Is it not, children? So the carbon dioxide is entering into the chloroplast with the help of stomata present in the leaves. Same stomata are allowing oxygen whichever is prepared in the process of photosynthesis to exit outside through stomata only. Okay. So the materials which are needed are present inside the cell, are not needed are going to be sent out of the cell. That is because of cell membrane. Okay. So the cell membrane is also called as a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And the cell membrane is allowing only materials in a selective manner in required amounts. Okay. And required quantity, the materials are allowed. Okay. And needy materials are allowed inside. Unwanted materials are sent outside. So that's why this plasma membrane is also called as, or selectively, cell membrane is called as a selectively permeable membrane. Selectively permeable membrane. What does it mean? The materials which are needed are going to be entering inside the cell, and not needed are going to be sent out of the cell. It is selected by the cell membrane. Okay. So that's why the plasma membrane is also called as a selectively permeable membrane. and in detail how the process of what are the different steps involved in entry or exit of materials through plasma membrane you are going to learn in the next lesson. Is it clear to you? So that is about cell membrane or plasma membrane. Now let us learn another important part, cell wall. So where it is present, children, which cells it is present? Cell wall is a outermost layer which is present only or exclusively in plant cells. In plant cells, we are going to observe the extra layer above the cell membrane. So that extra layer whichever is present, so this is called cell membrane and this one is called as a cell wall. So cell wall is present exclusively in plant cells and this cell wall is made up of mainly the cellulose, which is said to be a carbohydrate. Okay, cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, suberin. These are all different types of carbohydrates. So cellulose is making that outermost covering of the plant cell as a cell wall, and it is flexible and rigidity, strength, the weight of the plant is borne. So different parts of the plant are hold. That is because of cell wall whichever is present in the plant cells. So earlier, and this is the major difference between the plant cells and the animal cells. So cell wall is the cell organelle which is present exclusively in plant cells, and it is made up of cellulose, which is said to be a type of carbohydrate and which is highly insoluble. Is it clear to you? So that makes the plant to withstand erect, and suppose if it is present in tender parts, it is flexible. That is the reason we observe the branches which are just moving when wind blows, and it is giving rigidity, very much strong enough shape, structure, and the weight of the plant is a hold, or that is because of a cell wall. Is it clear to children? So earlier it was studied that it was inactive, but through cell wall also the exchange of materials is going to happen, and adjacent cells are connected with each other with the parts which are present on the cell wall, which we call them as plasmodesmata. So till now in this class we learned about the cell wall, cell membrane and cell wall, and structure and functions. Is it clear to children? Tomorrow other cell organelles we will discuss. Thank you.